In the last class, we have discussed an algorithm for constructing spanning tree, that is Prim's algorithm. Today, we'll discuss the algorithm implementation. That is, I told you this is there for your lab. So, we'll discuss this today. Program is implemented using Java. Find minimum cost spanning tree of a given connected undirected graph using Prim's algorithm. So we have to construct minimum cost spanning tree. So here they have specified that we have to use the connected undirected graph. Okay. Import java.util.star. About this, I told you before while discussing merge sort and the quick sort. So this is the package in which we are using two classes. One is scanner and second one is random. For this program, we are using scanner. Okay, random we have used for merge sort and quick sort for generating the random numbers, right? Here we are using only scanner for reading the input from the keyboard. Okay, import java.util.scanner I can directly use here. Okay, java.util.scanner. Star means it will include all the classes present in the java.util.package. So class name I have given as Prim. Class Prim. Within this, I'm creating, that is within the class Prim, I'm creating certain variables that is required for our program. So static int max is equal to 50. So maximum number of vertices I have taken it as 50. Okay, you can reduce it if you want. You can take it as 20 also. Then n specifies the number of vertices that we have considered for the graph. Then ij for looping. Then we know that when we don't have direct edge, we have to enter infinity. Right? We have to enter infinity if we don't have direct edge from, for example, ith vertex to the jth vertex. So here we don't have infinity symbol or infinity value in a keyboard, right? It is not possible to specify infinity value because if we don't know what is the infinity value, it is infinite, right? So here for that infinity value, we have taken it as 999. So the value which you have taken for the edge or weight which you have taken for the edge must not be greater than this value. If you are taking 1000, 2000, 3000 values like that for the weight, then you have to increase this infinity value. Okay, infinity value is maximum I have taken it as 999. So the values which you have to take for the that is take as the weight of edges, it must be lesser than this value. Okay, then flag I am considering initially 1. I'll tell you the use of the flag later. Static boolean b, we have brackets here, that means we are creating array v which is equal to new boolean of max. Maximum it will store 50 values. Max value is 50, right? So it will store 50 values and it is boolean. In Java, we have a data type called boolean. It can hold two values, true or false. Okay, true and false, it can hold these two values. Any one of the values can be stored for the boolean variable, either true or false. Okay, this is boolean array. This is boolean array. We can store true and false values. Static int min cost is equal to 0. So we have to find out minimum cost spanning trees, right? So for finding out minimum cost spanning tree, we have to find out what is the minimum cost. So to store that value, we have min cost is equal to 0 here. Initial value of this min cost is 0 because we don't know what is the minimum cost initially. So it will be 0. Then static scanner s is equal to new scanner of system.in. I told you this class will create an object which will point to the stream. From the input stream, we can read the input. Okay, system.in means it is input stream. So we are creating object of this type for reading the input from the input stream. That is, whatever you enter from the keyboard, that will be stored in input stream. Static int c, this is two-dimensional array. This is for storing the cost adjacency matrix, which is equal to mu into max. So 50, 50. This is the maximum size of this cost adjacency matrix. Okay. So C is cost adjacency matrix and Boolean V. It will store true and false. Okay. So this is used to check whether a vertex is visited or not. Okay. V, the Boolean array V we are using to check whether a particular vertex is visited or not. If it is visited, the value will be true. If it is not visited, value will be false. Static int T, this is for representing the spanning tree. Okay, this is for representing the spanning tree. So static int T, which is equal to new int of 2 into max minus 1. Why it is 2 into max minus 1? Because we are representing edges here. Okay, we are representing edges here. To represent the edges, we know that it is edges, number of edges is equal to number of vertices minus 1. That is in the spanning tree. After constructing the spanning tree, we have seen in the last class, that is number of edges is equal to number of vertices minus 1. If number of vertices is equal to max, the number of vertices is equal to max, then number of edges is equal to max minus 1. So to represent one edge, we need 2 vertices, right? To represent one edge, we need 2 vertices. So it is 2 into max minus 1. Then let us discuss the function prims for calculating or for constructing the spanning tree and for calculating the minimum cost also. Okay. So int I, j, k, this is for looping. S, I'll tell you what is the use of yes. Then v1 is equal to 0 and v2 is equal to 0. Then minimum. So initially v1 is 0, v2 is 0. This is for representing the edge. Okay, this is for representing the edge. So v1 and v2 represents one edge. For I is equal to 0 to n I plus plus, v of I is equal to false. So initially all the vertices will be false. That means it is not visited. All the vertices are not visited initially. So we are making v of 0 is equal to true. That means first vertex is visited. Okay, we are considering the first vertex that is visited. Then k is equal to 0. Then s is equal to 0. Then we are going to increment the value of k. That means we have included one vertex in the tree. Okay, we have included only one vertex in the tree, that is 0th one. Okay, that is 0th one. So v of 0 is equal to true. So here we are incrementing the value of k. So it represents the number of vertices present in the graph. Okay, number of vertices present in the graph. So k plus plus, that means in spanning tree, we have included one vertex. Then while k is less than n, until all the vertices are included into the graph, we have to execute this while loop. Okay. So open the bracket, then minimum is equal to infinity. We don't know what is the minimum value. So min is equal to infinity initially. Infinity value we have taken it as 999. For I is equal to 0 to n. For j is equal to 0 to n. If v of I is equal to true and v of j is equal to false, then c of ij and c of ij is less than minimum. Then we have to select that particular edge. Okay. I represents the vertex from graph. I represents the vertex from tree and j represents the vertex from graph. Okay, I represents the vertex from tree and j represents the vertex from graph. V of I is equal to true means the vertex is present in the spanning tree. We should not consider that. Okay, we should not consider that in the next iteration. That is a concept. Okay, that means we should not add it again to the spanning tree. It is not required, right? It is already present in the spanning tree. And v of j is equal to false means this particular vertex, that is jth vertex, it is not added to the tree. So that means it is not visited. It is not added to the tree. So the value will be false. The value will be false. Now we have to select ith vertex to the jth vertex, which is having minimum value. I told you in between different set of vertices from the same vertex will be having many edges. Will be having different edges. Among these edges, we have to select the one which is having lesser value. For example, ith vertex to the jth vertex, whatever the smallest value we have to take that. If this is true, if all the three conditions are true, then minimum is equal to C of ij, then V1 is equal to I. So V1 is I. Ith vertex is V1, that is I will be assigned to V1 and J will be assigned to V2. Then close this. Okay, this will continue until we find the minimum cost edge from a particular vertex, that is ith vertex. From ith vertex every time. Okay. Then min cost, we are still inside the while loop. Okay, we are still inside the while loop. Minimum cost plus is equal to min. Once you find the minimum cost edge, add it to min cost. Okay, min cost plus is equal to min. Then if minimum is equal to infinity, if still minimum is infinity, that means we cannot construct the spanning tree. It is not possible. Okay, system dot out dot println spanning tree doesn't exist. Okay, for example, if you have, instead of giving tree, if you have given forest, there is two not connected components, two not connected graph of a graph. Okay, so if you have given such a graph or forest, if you have given forest instead of the tree, then spanning tree does not exist. Okay, flag is equal to 0, then call break. So initially we have taken flag is equal to 1, right? That means spanning tree exists. If flag is equal to 1 means spanning tree exists. So if spanning tree doesn't exist for any particular graph, then flag will be made as 0. Then we are calling break. So it will come out of the while loop. Okay, it will come out of the while loop. Then if this is not true, that is if minimum is not equal to infinity, if that is the case, then V of V2 is equal to true. Then we are making the second vertex, that is jth vertex, as visitor. So V of V2 is equal to true. That means this V2 is added to the spanning tree. V2 is added to the spanning tree. V1 we have assigned I, V2 we have assigned J. In the previous slide we have seen that, right? V1 is equal to I and V2 is equal to J. That is when we find the minimum cost edge. So here V of V2, that is jth vertex, we are making it as visited. So V of V2 is equal to true. What is V? V is an array which represents whether the vertices are visited or not. Then we are implementing K. So K will represent the number of vertices added to the tree. So K will be incremented after adding a new vertex V2 to the tree. Okay. T of S plus plus is equal to V1. So now we are adding the vertex to the tree using the variable S. Okay, T of S plus plus. So initial value of the S will be used. That is, initial value is S is equal to 0, right? So T of 0, it will make T of 0. Then it will T of 0 is equal to V1. Then it will increment the value of S. So S will become 1. Okay, T of S plus plus is equal to V1. Then S will be incremented. After that, here it becomes 1. So T of 1 is equal to V2. T of 1 is equal to V2. Then what we are doing? We are incrementing S again. So S will be 2 now. So 0 and 1, it is already filled with V1 and V2. So next value of S will be 2. In the next iteration, 2 and 3 will be filled. Okay, 2 and 3 will be filled. Then it will increment again to 4. So next iteration 4 and 5 will be filled depending on the number of vertices. Okay. Then this is the end of the while loop. Okay. And this is the end of the prims function. This is the end of the prims function. Then public static void main string args. I told you public because it has to be accessed from outside. Java Virtual Machine has to access this main function to main method or main function or method to execute this program. So that's why it is public. Static because without creating object we have to access this, we have to execute this. So it is static. Void, it will not return anything, that's why it is void. Main is the name of the method. String args, it will hold the command line arguments if any. int ij again for looping, system.out.println, enter the number of vertices that we are going to store in n. Okay, n is equal to s dot nextInt. This next s is the object of scanner. NextInt is the method present in the scanner class. We are going to read the content from the input stream. We are going to read the input from the content from the input stream. So it will read that and that will be converted to integer here, because n we want it in the form of integer. Otherwise, if you use just next, it will read it in the form of string. We don't want in the form of string, we want in the form of integer. So n is equal to s dot nextInt. So it will read the number of vertices. Then system.out.println, we have to enter the cost adjacency matrix. We know that to enter the matrix, we have to use to loop, right? For that loop, we are using I and j. For I is equal to 0 to n, for j is equal to 0 to n, C of ij is equal to s dot nextInt. Every time, each time it will read one input and that will be stored in the array C of ij. That is two-dimensional array C of ij. And here, jth loop represents a row and ith loop represents the ith loop represents the column number and jth loop represents the ith loop represents the row number and jth loop represents the column number. Then we are calling the function prims. Then if flag is equal to 1, I told you if flag is equal to 1, that means spanning tree exists. System.out.println, shortest path spanning tree or minimum cost spanning tree for I is equal to 0, I less than 2 into n minus 1, 2 into n minus 1, because to represent each edge we need 2 vertices. I told you this before, 2 vertices, n minus 1 because number of edges is equal to number of vertices minus 1. Number of vertices is n, so number of edges is equal to n minus 1. This is 2 into, because to represent one edge we need 2 vertices. Okay, so I plus is equal to 2. Every time we are incrementing the value of I by 2, because for each edge in one iteration we are going to display one edge. So one edge means 2 vertices we will be displaying at a time. After displaying 2 vertices, it has to display the third and fourth vertices again. So for that we have to increment it by 2. System.out.println, so display it t of I plus 1 plus comma plus again t of I plus 1 plus 1. Okay, we are representing using 0, right? 0th vertex, first vertex, second vertex, like that. But for displaying, I want it in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Instead of displaying 0, 1, 2, 3, I want it in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it is 0, 0 plus 1, it will display as 1. If it is 1, it will display it as 2. Okay, so t of I plus 1 and t of I plus 1 plus 1. Okay, 2 vertices of the edge will be displayed in one iteration. And you can notice whatever is there within the double quotes will be displayed as it is. Whatever is there within the double quotes will be displayed as it is. And t of I plus 1 means it will take the value of t of I. It is not within the double quotes. You can notice that it is not within the double quotes. It will consider the value of t of I. Consider the value stored in t of I, then add 1 to that. That value will be displayed. Similarly, within the double quotes, we have comma here. That comma will be displayed. Then t of I plus 1 plus 1, we have the value in the t of I plus 1 plus 1. What value in the position t of I plus 1 will be considered. For that, 1 will be added. That value will be displayed. Again, within the double quotes, we have closing angular bracket that will be displayed. And plus is used as addition. Addition means here joining the strings within the double quotes and the values. Okay, it will just join. It will not perform the addition operation here. Okay, it will not perform the addition operation, but it will combine for displaying. Okay, angular bracket plus then value of t of I plus 1. Okay, then plus again we have comma. So all this will be combined together and it will be displayed. Then system.out.println, we are going to display the minimum cost also. So minimum cost is equal to min cost. Then close the bracket for flag, that is if condition, then close the bracket for main, then close the bracket for prim class. Okay, this is the prim's algorithm which is implemented using the Java programming language. Okay, then consider, we'll discuss this with an output. So consider this graph, which this also we have discussed in the last class, right? 1 to 2 is, that is, instead of ABCD, I have considered as 1, 2, 3, 4 for the lab program. Okay, 1 to 2 it is 1, 1 to 3 it is 5, 1 to 4 it is 2, then 3 to 4 it is 3. Okay, so here enter the number of vertices. Number of vertices is equal to 4. Okay, for this particular graph, and enter the cost adjacency matrix. So enter the cost adjacency matrix. So here 1 to 1 is 0, 1 to 2 is 1, 1 to 3 is 5, and 1 to 4 is 2. So 0, 1, 5, 2 for first vertex. Okay, then from 2 to 1 is 1, 2 to 2 is 0 because we don't have self loop. Then 2 to 3 there is no edge, so 999. 2 to 4 is also there is no edge, so it is 999, because we don't know the value or we don't know the distance from 2 to 3 or 2 to 4. We don't know it. So it is infinity. Then from 3 to 1 is 5, 3 to 2 is infinity, 3 to 3 is 0, and 3 to 4 is 3. Similarly, from 4 to 1 is 2, 4 to 2 is infinity, 4 to 3 is 3, and 4 to 4 is 0. Okay. Then shortest path spanning tree is, we know that it is, we have discussed this in the last class. So 1 to 2 will be considered, whose cost is 1, and 1 to 4 will be considered, whose cost is 2, and 4 to or 3 to 4 for 4 to 3 will be considered, whose cost is 3. Okay, 1 to 4 which is equal to 2, and 4 to 3 which is equal to 3. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 which is equal to 6. Minimum cost is equal to 6. I hope you understood the program. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, otherwise I'll show you how to execute this program. Okay, I'll share the link in the Google Classroom. You can just click on that and execute the program. Okay. Okay, so same input I have given here. Okay, I told you this is tutorialpoints.com where I have stored all the lab program. I'll share you the link of each lab program once I finish explaining it. Okay, so here this is the lab program which we have discussed just now. Okay, so same input I have given in std in. I told you std in, since it is not a console programming, we are executing online, right? So whatever, wherever that space they have provided for giving the input, we have to give that. So 4 is the number of vertices. When we have given enter the number of vertices, it will take this value using the scanner. Okay, then this is the cost adjacency matrix that I have given. So to execute that, you have to provide this, you have to type this, then only you can execute. Okay, so this is the source file. I'll execute this. Just click on execute. It will execute your program. You can notice here, enter the number of vertices. So it is not showing 4 because it is already in standard input std in. It is reading that. Enter the cost adjacency matrix. That is also not shown here. It is in std in. It will read that. Then shortest path spanning tree is 1 to 2, 1 to 4, and 4 to 3, whose cost is equal to 6. Minimum cost of the spanning tree is 6. I hope you understood the program and I hope you understood how to execute this also. Okay, I'll share the link in the Google Classroom so that you can execute this program. Just execute this. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. You have any doubts?